Fate Grand Order, Arknight, Grand Blue Fantasy, Azur Lane. Long ago, all gacha games and the player base lived in harmony. But that all changed when Hoyoverse stands attacked. Only Tectone, master of all gacha games, could stop this all-out war and save Google Classroom. However, the gacha world needed him the most was he cancelled. Months later, did he rise again, stronger than before? Although he has tried to become force of play, is there still a lot of things he needs to learn and overcome. Okay, wait a minute. This isn't meant to be a video about Tectone, even though I would like to do that one day. Let's actually get into the video. We all know what gacha games are, right? Okay, it seems like most of you do, but here's a quick explanation for you uncultured ones. Gacha games are, well, games where basically you spend your hard-earned cash to get either your favorite waifus or husbandas, and that is more or less how it works. And if you need more information, just use good old Google. I don't think that will work quite yet. Now, when you really think about it, gacha games have not been around for that long. Most of the more OG gacha games came out in around 2017, or at least those that came to the English audience. And I sure as hell played my fair share of gacha games. Like I played Fate Grand Order since January of 2018? Wait, that was over 6 years ago? Now I feel old. But you get the idea. Gacha games have been a thing for quite a while, but have never really been mainstream up to this point. Whereas most of the gacha games until 2020 were only on mobile, and it was hard to actually play on PC without a third-party application. But that all changed when Genshin Impact was released in late summer of 2020. Genshin Impact basically revolutionized the whole idea of gacha games and what the gameplay experience can be on high-tech gaming PCs, even rivaling AAA games that came out at that time. Even though the whole COVID situation was ongoing and kind of stopped airing for moving for a few years. Like for real, it almost felt like it was planned. Though it was advertised as and is technically a mobile game, do I very much doubt that it still works on mobile. Like, dear God, when I played Honkai Star Rail on my phone until I had enough space on my laptop to play it, was my phone basically a mini hand warmer. Nice and what? And I will say that the first year of Genshin Impact's launch was truly its honeymoon. I can truly not remember a single major dislike of any of the content for that year, other than the complaints of dying in Dragonspine. And then the first anniversary rolled around, and everything went down from there. Since then, has there been a lot, and I mean a lot, about potential Genshin killers. The first real one being Tower of Fantasy. And sure, it was fun for the first week or two, but that fell flat quicker than content creators get into drama just by sneezing. And on that whole topic about a Genshin killer in the future, personally, do I never think we will truly get a Genshin killer? The closest we can maybe get is a Genshin tranquilizer, but that doesn't really have that very big of a ring to it, does it? But I do understand people needing a Genshin killer. Genshin has been around for 3.5 years now, and doesn't even feel like the game has evolved that much. It's basically just the same game loop. And the region comes out, a lot of exploration, new characters, lore! And then mediocre events in those versions with only like average minigames and only decent rewards most of the time. And of course, dry ass patches with nothing. And then of course, new hot mommy that gives them some revenue. Cough, cough, Alicino, cough, cough. And then we have the summer event that gives half to the next region and repeat the cycle. On paper, does this sound like a lot? But when you think that one loop is 1 year, where the new nation is enjoyable for maybe 3 months, but what about the last 9 months? Sure, it is good to have dead weeks sometimes to give breathing room for players. But the fact is that it isn't a dead week, but more like dead month. Like, what are we supposed to do? Pikmin? I could honestly make a whole video about my opinion on Genshin Impact and the state it isn't currently. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I think we will lay Genshin down for now. 6 feet deep, I mean, where it belongs. Now for the future of Gacha Games. Well, I think this will be the hardest bit of the video to make because it is hard to say what the future of Gacha Games is gonna be like. Okay, you know what? Let me split this one up. In the first part, will I mention a few different gacha games that are currently being developed or haven't been released yet that I personally have seen or followed the development of? And in the second part, will I talk about what I want to see in a gacha game from my personal opinion? Firstly, some gacha games that are coming out soon or are in development. To be honest, I don't normally follow games while they're still in development most of the time, but there was just something with Wuthering Waves that just flipped the switch in my brain. It's giving me the same energy and excitement that I had when I first heard about Genshin Impact. As some of you guys know, if you've seen me live on Twitch when I was still streaming, do I absolutely love open world exploration. And what little things I've seen, to not spoil myself, is Whirling Waves fantastic in this regard. Even though it apparently feels a bit empty, at the time of writing this script is at about a month until release. On May 22nd, and I can honestly not wait. The ecosystem sounds fun, the character design is fantastic, and I will finally be able to learn real gamer skills with a quick-paced gameplay. Don't judge me, okay? Genshin was my first real video game, and the hardest game I played is Hollow Knight, which I haven't even completed yet. I really need to do that at one point. Another one that's also caught my attention is the Familia. Honestly, I don't know much about the game other than it's a spiritual child of Whirling Waves and Pale World. And I'm all in for it. I didn't even know it was a thing before I saw TikTok talk about it. I don't personally have a source called Chad, so I get most of my gacha news from him. Moving on. That was really the only future gacha games that I personally had my eyes on. And if any of you say, and what about Zenless Zone Zero? That is because the gameplay just simply doesn't catch me. After Hoyover's two latest hit games in Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, does seem like this one just misses by a mile in popularity. But like the furry, what can I say? Now we get to the juicy part. What do I want to see in the future gacha games? And just so we're on the same page, this is my opinion. You can agree or disagree, whatever you like. We good? Good. I've seen a lot of people talk about this generally, but not exactly in gacha games. But let there be diversity. And this is in general. Like in the way of the color of the character skin, the height difference, body proportion, as long as it's realistic, okay? And age. Just to clarify the way of age real quick, as long as the character is in an appropriate situation, which means not in games 18 plus or just in 18 plus scenarios, leave the kids alone from those games and scenarios. I don't care if they are 100 plus years old. If they look like a child, are they a child? Got it? Good gameplay. Well, this one is pretty obvious. If the game doesn't have a good gameplay, isn't there really a reason to play gacha games? Because you can just see the characters' designs on the internet or Rule 34. Extra thing under the gameplay, for the love of God, let the game be beatable without meta characters. Or at least make it easier to get the characters, like for example in Kuhiran Kingdom, where I have all playable characters without using a single cent. Lastly, and this is just a personal preference, but Overworld. I know Overworld games both take a long time, but also require a lot of resources to play. But I just simply love open world games. That's the whole reason I first fell in love playing Genshin Impact. Exploring every nook and cranny of the game, uncovering secrets, and actually connecting lore bits to the world itself, and how it changes while progressing the story. And this isn't a requirement for me to play gacha games and games in general. I just freaking love the open world games. What can I say? Well, my little starlings, I don't think I have anything more to say for today. If you liked the video, remember to subscribe and leave a like and tell me what you like most in gacha games. See you in the next one!